The last couple of weeks, and maybe even you could say months, have been kind of quiet in the video game industry. Of course, we had some major releases earlier on in the year. Palworld was all the talk in January. Helldivers 2 has been endlessly discussed. And then recently, obviously, Hellblade 2 came out. But it does feel like things have been quiet in terms of like announcements and reveals, and things are certainly about to ramp up. We got all of these summer showcases coming about, and it does appear that it's going to start with the PlayStation showcase, maybe towards the end of May, early June. We'll see when that is announced, but these are all of the dates that we have coming up. Nintendo Direct is confirmed for June. State of Play again, that is unconfirmed, but there's been tons of rumors. We're going to get into that. And then there's a bunch of different gaming events and such coming from some indie outlets and such. We have Summer Game Fest. That'll be Friday, June 7th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Pacific time. That'll be on YouTube, TikTok, the live gaming showcase in Los Angeles. Jeff Keighley's show, pretty much, the guy who does the Game Awards later on in the year. And then there's a couple of other events. The Xbox Game Showcase, they have a lot of stuff to reveal, and there's definitely a lot of, I would guess you could say, uncertainty surrounding their showcase, just because I think a lot of people have lost faith in Xbox, and they just, let's be honest, they've had tons of games that have been shown, but the results just haven't been there. The showcase is going to be Sunday, June 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Pacific time. PC Game Show is also Sunday, June 9th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And then Ubisoft Forward is Monday, June 10th, 2024. So we got a lot of gaming events coming up, and so far there has been a lot of leaks and a lot of rumors, and I thought I'd go over some of the bigger ones that right now are happening surrounding these events. So we will actually start with the Summer Game Fest. This isn't a leak, this has been announced, but we have 50 different game publishers are going to be partnering up with them. This is kind of like, I guess you could say, the mini E3, in which we have different publishers of variety, popping up and having their own events. Like Electronic Arts, I'm not sure if they're going to have their own EA Play event, but there's a good chance they may pop up here with maybe a Battlefield reveal or Dragon Age. We'll talk more about those games later on, but there's a tons of different reveals that could be happening here. So if you're not looking at just like the Xbox showcase, this is definitely the one to keep an eye on, at least in terms of maybe some big surprises at the very least. Next, we do have Nintendo. This is again confirmed that they put out this statement before, pretty much saying don't expect like a Switch 2 announcement or anything, but we have some pretty big games to show off. They put out this statement on Twitter, I believe this was earlier on in the month, saying we will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024, but please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation. So there you have it, but definitely feels like that may be something they show off later in the year or maybe early 2025. Now, in terms of games that may be shown, some previous Legend of Zelda games, maybe some remasters or HD versions, Metroid Prime 2, 3, Mario baseball game that's been rumored for a while, a 2D Donkey Kong game that has also been rumored, and Fire Emblem Remake, again, another one that has been rumored for a while now. This has actually been something that was data mined a long time ago before Engage came about. So a lot of people definitely feeling that a Fire Emblem game is kind of warranted to be shown here. And furthermore, this has kind of been, this is what we're all talking about Nintendo for the last couple of years. When are we going to see Metroid Prime 4? Feels like every Nintendo Direct we think it'll be shown, but it's been years since we've seen anything with this game, and obviously it's been through reboots and stuff. We really don't know the state of it, but it definitely feels like now would be the time for it to be shown, and Jeff Grubb, another gaming insider, indicated that assets for the game may be ready for May 2024, including CG and gameplay trailers, and that would go right in line with a maybe Nintendo Direct in June. And he did say the game is still actively in development, and despite encouraging signs, fans are advised to temper expectations as plans could have changed regarding Metroid Prime 4, and it definitely feels like they have changed. We just don't know, what they are necessarily, because there just hasn't been much to come about in terms of, what's going on with the game for the last couple of years. So if Nintendo is just concentrating on 2024, this may be a little bit more unlikely. Another game which may be more likely is Pokemon Legends ZA. This has been, was officially announced earlier on this year, and the rumored release date window has been narrowed down to late 2025, so maybe we see some gameplay, some footage and stuff, or again, maybe this is something, say, for a Nintendo Direct earlier on next year. Now, Xbox, this is, again, all the pressure is on them right now. People just want to see the results. They don't want to see, we have a lot of games that are going to be shown off this summer, but I think there's just skepticism with these reveals, because it's one thing to show off an impressive gameplay trailer, it's another to, put forward a Game of the Year contender, and we're still waiting for that from Xbox. Obviously, people have their feelings, like a game like Hellblade or Starfield and stuff, but it does feel like it has been polarizing in some regard. Now, Xbox has said that they are very confident in its 2024 Summer Showcase lineup, but they say that about every single year. The Verge published their own report about Xbox's showcase and indicated some of the games that are going to be shown. One of which is a Call of Duty Direct for Black Ops 6. That was kind of obvious. That was something that was redacted to begin with, but a lot of people knew it was going to be Black Ops 6. But this coming from The Verge, they said, I understand Microsoft is currently planning to announce a new Gears of War game during the show. They canceled a couple of other games to concentrate on Gears 6, so that's probably what this is. The showcase will also include a number of release dates for the upcoming Xbox games like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Avowed, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, all games that are believed to release later on this year. We'll likely get a date on the big Shattered Space expansion coming to Starfield. We'll see if they can, change the perception surrounding that game. Todd Howard recently revealed it's due in the fall, and then The Verge says that they expect the game to be targeting a September release date. Bethesda, in years past, they've done this with DLCs like Fallout 4. They showed off I think it was Nuka World they showed off. They showed off an impressive trailer at their Bethesda showcase in June, and then it released a couple of months later. So really no different than what we've seen from them in the past. Activision is targeting the next Call of Duty for late October, kind of like that every year, and Avowed and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 likely to follow November, and Indiana Jones in December. And then Microsoft is supposed to have a lot of games to show this year, more than the 2023 showcase. We should expect to hear how the 2025 lineup is looking, with some launch dates for some anticipated Xbox games. And I think a lot of people don't understand that Xbox has announced a lot of games. It's just been a lot of CGI story trailers and not much gameplay, so they have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Again, it's just the question of can they deliver on that. But yes, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, this has been announced. We already have a little bit of an idea of the direction that they're taking with this game. This is a report published by Windows Central, which said that Call of Duty 2024 is indeed Black Ops set during the Gulf War in the early 90s. And then some of the other notable details they mention is that the game will be focusing on the CIA and the next Black Ops, again set in the Gulf War, and will examine the United States' role in the conflict. And then previous leaks point to a return of round-based zombie modes and remastered maps from previous Call of Duty Black Ops entries, which remastered maps kind of just goes hand in hand nowadays with Call of Duty multiplayer modes. Now, some other details that we know about Black Ops 6, this was recently revealed by GameStop employees, and it is that Black Ops 6 will be, again, on last-gen consoles. For those asking why, well, it appears that I think 50% of the player base that are, playing on PlayStation still are playing on the PlayStation 4, so got to cater to that fan base, I guess, or player base, and well, it's going to continue because it makes a lot of money still on last-gen consoles, even if it may be, holding back the potential of what these games could be if they were just releasing on, the Series XS and PlayStation 5, but I guess not. Now, some other games that, again, this was mentioned before, Gears 6, again, will be shown. This has been teased by multiple insiders, and this was mentioned by Paris Lilly of Kinda Funny, saying that it could be shown this year, but people aren't ready for it. This definitely is going to be Gears 6. We'll see what direction they take with this sequel. The ending of Gears 5 definitely left things, a little bit up in the air with, how they're going to handle this sequel. I'm not trying to get into spoilers, but I'm definitely encouraged to see what, the Coalition has been cooking up for a while. Now, some other games, Avowed and Indiana Jones. Again, this is further confirmation that we're going to see much more about these games, probably some gameplay within the Xbox showcase, because there's going to be previews coming after the Xbox game showcase. So definitely going to be a major presence this summer. Now, some other Xbox games that are a little bit more, I guess you could say, up in the air right now, such as Fable. We saw a trailer last year, but the question is, how near is this game? It's been in development for years now. It feels like now is the right time to get an actual release date, and that probably, I feel like it makes sense for 2025, and there have been some insiders that have indicated that, yeah, a release date is getting closer, and it makes sense, again, for this summer. Now, another game that has been, there's been endless conversation about it, there's been chaos within its development. Crystal Dynamics came in to assist the initiative with this. Perfect Dark. Right now, it does look like, again, we could be getting another summer announcement, hopefully some gameplay, some actual footage from what they've been working on. It does appear some insiders have indicated that development has been a lot more smooth as of late. We'll see what's going on with this project because, again, it's just a lot of mixed messaging, and it's not exactly clear what they're, rebooting here with the Perfect Dark franchise. Now, another Xbox game that has endured what I could describe as a troubled development would be State of Decay 3, and again, it has been teased by Windows Central's Jez Corden as being revealed this June at the Xbox Showcase. Taking to Twitter, Jez Corden said, "I'm excited about Gears 6, but there's another game whose state I'm incredibly excited to learn more about. The tease here is State," and yes, that is obviously State of Decay 3. Now, another game which has been heavily speculated for a while now because of the Xbox Activision Blizzard lawsuit leaks that ended up happening with the FTC. It was Doom Year Zero, and that indicated a prequel, and it looks like we have confirmation of that, this coming from Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming, saying that exclusive Doom the Dark Ages to be revealed at Xbox Showcase. It does appear that this game is going to have some sort of medieval theme, so, you know, definitely excited to see more Doom from id Software. And then furthermore, on the FTC leaks, it's just the question of what is going on with these other rumored projects, and specifically, this is in regards to Bethesda Game Studios. Todd Howard has talked about Fallout 3 not necessarily wanting to do a remaster. That was years ago, but there have been those leaks which indicated that they did plan, at least at some point, to have a Fallout 3 and Oblivion remaster. So a lot of people are wondering if now is the time for them to, you know, announce a project like this, especially with how hot the Fallout TV show is. Feels like they need something to capitalize on the TV show's success, and a Fallout 3 remaster, maybe just that, although personally myself, I'm hopeful for a spin-off from somebody like Obsidian Entertainment, but that could be years away. Regardless, it does feel like now would be the time to at least hear what's going on with these rumored projects and whether or not they've been canceled or what's going on. Now, another big project which has been, you know, rumored and talked about endlessly for the last couple of years is ZeniMax Online Studios' next project. This is a game that's been in development for like 5 or 6 years. We don't exactly know the direction that they're taking with it. It does sound like it's another MMO, which is right in like their wheelhouse and such. But yes, they've been working on this game for over 5 years now. Nearly 200 devs were on the project. A considerable investment was made in the project, and this was information that we got towards the end of 2022. So it feels like now is the time to finally see what they've been cooking up. And there's been rumors of all kinds of stuff, like them working on like a Mandalorian game. Who knows if that's actually what this is? It does sound like this is more related to a new IP, but it does sound like they may have a couple of different projects they're working on, you know, other than the Elder Scrolls Online. The PlayStation Showcase, obviously this is probably going to be happening before all the other showcases, which happen in towards the middle-ish of June. But yes, the PlayStation Showcase has been rumored for a while now. It could be being announced in the coming days, could be another week or two, but it does sound like it's very, very soon. And right now there have been insiders indicating that it is on track for May 2024 with first-party news, and right now the indication is that it could be right at the end of May. Now, some other information that has been going out is that PlayStation's Day of Play promotion is coming soon, and it may coincide with the PlayStation Showcase, which makes a lot of sense. And some of the games that have been rumored is Silent Hill 2. This is again another report coming from Jeff Grubb, who said that the showcase again is going to be happening this month, and he stated specifically that Silent Hill 2 Remake is the one game that he has heard that will be present during the showcase, or very likely at the very least. Now, some other information that is relevant is Naughty Dog. They obviously canceled The Last of Us Online earlier on this year, and there has been a lot of eyes on what they could be cooking up. It does sound like it's not The Last of Us Part 3. It does sound like that project is probably coming after whatever they're working on right now. It sounds like it's a new IP, new project, but so far, Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, who leads the company, said that it's the most thrilling yet, and it may redefine mainstream perceptions of gaming, although there's been questions about that quote. Neil Druckmann has kind of gone back on that, but it does sound like he's excited for this project, and it's really unclear what they could be working on right now. Obviously, earlier on this year, they officially canceled The Last of Us Online, and with that project, we only ever saw concept art, so a new IP, maybe it is a little too early, but the fact that Neil's been talking about this project a little bit more as of late kind of gives hope that maybe we see some sort of teaser. Now, some of the more likely games that we could be seeing from Sony at this PlayStation Showcase is a Spider-Man 2 update. This is something that may have been accidentally revealed. This is coming from an article from IGN. Players have also discovered what looks like the entire arc of an upcoming downloadable DLC called the Beetle Villain Arc. This was a data mine. Here there are 9 options to choose from, although none work. The Beetle Janice intro, however, reveals just who the Beetle is, and it goes on to say that Beetle does not appear in the base game of Spider-Man 2, but the Beetle Villain Arc tallies with the leak of data stolen from Insomniac earlier this year. And then Spider-Man 2 itself Valve obviously itself teased Carnage DLC, so maybe they took it in a different direction, but it does feel like a Spider-Man 2, something related to the game, will be announced this summer. One of the big games that has been in development at Insomniac that a lot of people are very curious to see what's going on with, the Wolverine game, well, we pretty much got confirmation that, yeah, we're not seeing anything related to this project anytime soon. This coming from Insomniac, which said that they have no plans for a reveal right now. And again, from those leaks, almost the entire project up to date had been leaked, so maybe they're changing some things, maybe not, but this was a tweet that Insomniac gave just the other day saying, we'll share news when the time is right, and the right time is not now. So there's your confirmation for that. One game that is confirmed for this showcase, or at the very least going to be announced in the coming days, is a new Astrobot game. This will be revealed in weeks, it's claimed. This is coming from an insider who has a reputation for stuff like this. Yeah, again, prolific game leaker Billy Bill Kunn, who writes on Deal Labs, that they've heard that the title could be called simply Astrobot and announced within the next 15 days. Among other information we have obtained, it seems that part of the game will be playable in an environment located in the heart of a desert. One of the new characters in this game would be a fennec fox in the form of a robot, sharing some similarities with Astro. Now, another big PlayStation game which has been leaked and talked endlessly about this last month is a Lego and PlayStation Horizon game. It's going to be called Lego Horizon Adventures. This is a report coming from Insider Gaming. Speaking with sources, it was said that the game is essentially Horizon Forbidden West but Lego, and that the game will have realistic graphics, whatever that means for a Lego game. PlayStation has been investing a lot into the Horizon franchise, so I guess this partnership does make a lot of sense. There have also been rumors of an MMO multiplayer project in development, as well as, I believe, a Horizon Forbidden West remaster of some sorts. There's a lot of stuff cooking up with Horizon, and it would make sense that we see at least a couple of these projects within the showcase. PlayStation just has a lot of stuff in development right now, and we have not really heard much about this pipeline, so I think a lot of people are right to, think that this is going to be a big showcase. Now, so another game which has been endlessly talked about and rumored is a Ghost of Tsushima 2 reveal, and that is something that, again, has been rumored to be happening soon. The rumors suggest that Sony, again, could be showing this at the State of Play showcase, and we don't really know too much about this game. If you have played the original game, there is some sequel ideas which they could be taking with that, which takes us off of the island of Tsushima, but we'll see what they have been cooking with that, right on the verge of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't know if they want to do that right now, but it does feel like this is a game probably destined to release next year. I don't think we're seeing any first-party games in 2024 from PlayStation, but seeing some sort of teaser and idea of where they're going to be taking this next game, Sucker Punch, would be great. And I think a lot of people just are very curious to see the direction they're taking and whether or not, Jin's back as the lead protagonist. And then furthermore, another insider a couple of months ago said that Ghost of Tsushima 2 will be announced this year at the PlayStation Showcase in June/May. This is the same guy who leaked the PC spec blog post for Horizon Forbidden West, and is also claiming a PC port announcement blog post for Ghost of Tsushima, which actually just released recently and got some glowing reviews. Now, some of the other stuff that is notable that is in development at Sony, which maybe we'll see something soon, is Sony Santa Monica's new IP. This is something that Cory Barlog himself is working on. He's talked a little bit about it. He's excited for it. And do we see a teaser for it? That is the big question mark right now. There has been some job listings and stuff that has indicated that this could be some sort of RPG, a sci-fi IP, and very notably back in February, Sony filed a trademark for Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, so that could be the name of the new IP, but it definitely feels like this is a project we're going to see sooner rather than later. Outside of PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, obviously Summer Game Fest is going to have some big reveals. We talked about the showcase a little bit earlier on this video. One of the big reveals has been teased, and that is a new game coming from a big 2K franchise. The question mark is, what could this be? Because there's multiple major 2K franchises which are right up there. And obviously I'm not talking about the other side of 2K or Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of 2K, because that is Grand Theft Auto 6 from Rockstar Games. I think people forget that Take-Two Interactive is like the parent right here, then you have 2K, then you have Rockstar. Two different companies pretty much, but yes, I don't think we're going to see any GTA 6 at all this summer, or if we do, it's going to be on Rockstar's own accord. They just typically don't do these big reveals, with PlayStation or anything, and I don't think we're going to see that. But a 2K major franchise, what do I mean by that? The big thing is Mafia 4. We know it's in development. There have been teases and insiders indicating that we could see this reveal. That is something that a lot of people are talking about right now, but there's also the possibility that it's finally BioShock 4. This is a game that also has been in development for a while now. It does feel like it's gonna be a live service of some sorts. The setting and time period leaked back in 2021. It's endured a very lengthy and frustrating development, and Colin Moriarty previously said that the game was going to be taking place during the 1960s in a fictional Antarctic city, and this is again something that was backed up by VGC with their own sources. But again, this game has been in development for a while. We have not heard a peep from it, and the rumors have indicated the development has not been very smooth. Now, another game which also could be shown and could be the 2K franchise is Borderlands 4. This was confirmed earlier this year when Gearbox Software was acquired by Take-Two Interactive. They confirmed that the game was in active development, and they also mentioned that there was other Borderlands games in development. There's been some rumors that a Tiny Tina 2 could be something that's in the works as well, so definitely feels like there's a number of options that could be popping up, but it feels like between Borderlands, Mafia, and BioShock, one of those games is for sure going to be showing up during the Summer Game Fest. Maybe we'll see the other ones as well. Now, another big game, this is definitely a big rumor, but Polish individuals recently found some interesting images coming from a studio that has worked with, well, CD Projekt Red a lot in the past, and that's why a lot of people feel like we could be seeing some sort of CGI trailer for the next Witcher installment. This is a report coming here saying unofficial reports and a mysterious photograph of the Politige image team may indicate that the fans of the Witcher series will soon receive new materials related to the new installment, and it shows a couple of people with swords and such. It's unclear, again, what this game is specifically going to be called. We obviously call it Witcher 4, but it wouldn't surprise me that we see some sort of very early teaser with what they're going to be taking with the next direction of the Witcher franchise. I think a lot of people are immediately going to say, no, that wouldn't happen, but Cyberpunk 2077 had its first trailer. I think it was made by Politige Image, made in 2013, which was like 7 years before the game actually released. So it would make sense to get something out there, maybe just for hiring new staff and talent to get them excited. That could be something that they do. And also, I think they really want to boost their the reputation and get people excited for the future of the company, because right now there's just a lot of question marks with what's going on with them. And we do know that they have multiple Cyberpunk and Witcher related projects in development. Seeing one of those this summer, at least with like a little teaser of sorts, I think it could make a little bit of sense. Now, another game that people have been waiting ages for is Splinter Cell, the remake specifically. This has been in development at Ubisoft Toronto for a while now, and based on some new things that they've done, it does appear that they may be gearing up for a reveal. Specifically, this Gamer article brings up that Ubisoft Toronto is seemingly teasing an upcoming Splinter Cell remake news, and again, because we're right on the heels of Ubisoft Forward, it makes sense to feel that we could be seeing a gameplay or some sort of trailer for this new installment, which again, a lot of people just been waiting ages for a new Splinter Cell game. It's been in development the last couple of years, and I think we're all ready for it now. Now, another big Ubisoft franchise, which a lot of people are very curious to hear from, is Far Cry. This is another game which we could be seeing this summer alongside the obvious ones, which is Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was revealed earlier this month with the CGI trailer, obviously showing off the new protagonist, and obviously Star Wars Outlaws. Both of those games will be releasing soon. The question is more so, do the games coming later, like 2025 and beyond? And I feel like Splinter Cell and Far Cry could be right up that alley, and it would make sense for them to show it off this summer. But Far Cry 7, we did get some story details. This was an exclusive, again, coming from Insider Gaming. They said that, specifically speaking to its sources, it's understood that the next entry of the series will be a non-linear story, the story being centered around rescuing the player's kidnapped family. It was said the game's plot revolves around a wealthy family that has been kidnapped by a conspiracy group called the Sons of Truth. While exact finite details are subject to change due to the game's state of development, it was said that the premise of the campaign is for the player to rescue their entire family within a specific time frame. Currently, the current in-game timer stands at 72 hours or 24 hours in real time, but the timer can be paused when the player enters one of the safe houses, it was said. And if it's not clear, Ubisoft is taking this franchise in a different direction, which I think is encouraging after they've been repeating pretty much the Far Cry 3 formula for the longest time, and it really did feel like it was drying up. Well, it felt like it's been drying up for the last couple of years, and it was very noticeable with Far Cry 6, which enjoyable gameplay enough, but the formula, it doesn't feel like it's working anymore in this modern age. Now, moving past Ubisoft to another major franchise, Electronic Arts' Battlefield. This is another game which we know is coming in 2025. We don't exactly know the name. game speculation, Battlefield 6, but again, another exclusive coming from Insider Gaming, indicated that, yeah, this game would be coming in 2025, and the game was targeting an October release, putting it in line with what we've seen with past Battlefield releases. It does appear that it's going to be a modern game. It'll be set somewhere around the 2025 to 2030 date, with a strong story-driven emphasis on modern technology used in war. We'll see if DICE can recapture things with this new installment. Obviously, Vincent Pella has stepped in. He's overseeing the franchise now. If there's anybody who can, you know, bring Battlefield back to its glory days, it probably is Vincent Pella, who has done miracles with Respawn Entertainment the last couple of years. But definitely there is skepticism with DICE because the last number of entries have had some really disastrous and rocky launches. Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042 definitely did not go the way that EA intended, and also the way that Electronic Arts has talked about this new installment, talking about its monetization in the past, not exactly encouraging stuff, but it definitely feels like they're going to, you know, put their best foot forward, and we'll see if that's enough. But there's been a lot of turnover and a lot of change at DICE. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Only time will tell. But it definitely feels like some sort of summer reveal, maybe at Summer Game Fest, or if EA has something planned later in the summer, it would make a lot of sense. Now, another major Electronic Arts franchise, this coming from BioWare, is definitely going to be shown this summer, at least it should. It's Dragon Age Dreadwolf. And this is a recent report coming from Jeff Grubb saying that the team is happy with the state of the game, and the game is said to be launching later on this year, and again, that everyone is pretty pleased with how it turns out. So it makes sense, again, during Summer Game Fest or an EA event later this summer, to show off some gameplay and actually have a firm release date, which will probably be, you know, October, November, I would imagine, for this, you know, major franchise, which, say what you want, but another game company that a lot of people are very skeptical of, because BioWare has had a messy track record the last number of years. They did a good job with the remaster with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, but Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda, even the past Dragon Age installment, feels like people have soured on Inquisition the last number of years. But we'll see what they've been cooking. This is a new age for BioWare, and I would love to see them return to form, but, you know, this is a new BioWare. That's the best thing I can say. Anyway, there's a lot of games that are going to be shown off this summer from a lot of major franchises that we're, you know, familiar with. Hopefully we'll see some new franchises, new IP. I love seeing that. It's great for the health of the industry. But what are you most excited for this summer? Let me know down in the comment section below. But thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, or if you found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.